Hello, Internet. It is me. The whatever I said for these intros, I don't remember. It's been a while. Um, and for good reason. Now you probably can't tell by the title card because this one's well, not that obscure a reference, but it's an older reference. You could probably tell by the title of the video that this is the planned anyway finale of the Broad Podcast trademark. And the joke is here that this specific title is the title of the series finale for a TV show called MASH, which is one of my most favorite TV shows. And I didn't know what else to put here. But anyway, yeah. Well, it's not completely a finale. It's also a bit of an update as to the status of the channel. And if you're in present times, you'll know that it's been, inactive for the better part of, I think, like 4 or 5 months by now. I'd have to do a quick check here, but it's been for the better part of the year anyway. It's been a hot minute. Let me see here. I'm trying to keep the train rolling so I don't have to cut this down because I don't want to have to do that. September. Okay, it's a bit longer than I thought. Or rather not as long as I thought. But yeah, things of the last stream I did was apparently in September. It is now December. So 3 months. Okay. I don't know why weird sounds are happening. In the background. I just hear those sounds. But anyway, let's see if I remember how to do this thing called why is Snake playing? What? I'm scared.
Snake, you can't do that. The future will change. You'll create a time paradox.
Stop it. Stop. Oh no. Where is this coming from? This is a terrible start to this thing. The weird properties. No. What is happening? That. I don't know. So confused. I'm scared. Oh wait, is it this one? There's that one. Okay. I'm leaving that in. Whatever. It's Anyway, as I was saying, see if I remember how to do things. Apparently I don't, because that happened. We're playing a game on ROBLOX, which I actually haven't showed off on the channel yet, because I picked this up, or rather, I played a lot of it mostly anyway, while, not streaming, so, plus there's not much to it. It's just nondescript, pew, you win game, but it has a grand, which is probably the obvious reason why I played it a lot. Ironically, I need to get healed with the G36. See, so yeah. But mostly I picked it just because it's a game that I know that I can do mindlessly more or less. So I can talk. So, first off, let's start with, an update, I guess, as to, well, where I've been, and, the answer is not streaming, as you could probably tell. But, no, well, I mean, yes, but the mostly the reason behind it was, as you might have guessed, is burnout, because it was bound to happen anyway. I don't know if I actually mentioned it on stream or not, but burnout is a very much a thing that can happen. You can ask anyone. This is not new information, obviously, but yeah, burnout isn't the biggest reason. It's actually a couple of reasons. But excuse me, burnout was basically what started it initially. And that was fine and all. So it's like, I'll give it some time, and just like I did last time. Well, I don't remember when last time was. Like, I didn't stream for a good, like, I don't know, maybe a month or so, maybe more, at judging times, it seems. Good shit, guy. And, I thought, maybe I'll just, take a little break again and come back to it and go from there, which it could possibly have happened, if not the circumstances of the future, which I'll get into in a bit. As I explain the whole series finale part even. But yeah, general burnout happened. Also Red Dead. A lot of Red Dead happened too, because I couldn't stream that, and I got frankly a little bit frustrated on not being able to stream things, and also like with Red Dead, with Watch Dogs, and just a lot of games, as far as I remember, it just didn't pan out. So then I played a lot of games on my own, and I played even more games on my own, and then December started. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, baby, a triple, as they say. No. But, I just, now we're here. Only a few months later. I thought it was much more than, 3. Because, well, probably it started slowing down sooner than that, but, I don't know. Nitty-gritties aside, please. Fuck. Don't look at that, please. There we go. What was I getting at? There we go. I'm doing surprisingly well here in this one, of all games. See, I missed like most of those shots, and I still came out alive. Okay, not that, but sure. Where am I going with this? But yeah, general burnout was probably the primary reason, at least initially. It's like, I'll take a break, nothing unusual. And then, as over time, it started unfolding to more than just that. Because a little old channel that doesn't exist anymore, actually, called Unis Honest was a thing this year. Well, the majority of it this year, anyway. If you were there when it happened, you know what it is. For the actually, I didn't look at the shop because the shop cycles. Ooh, like that visor. I'm gonna pick up that visor. There's skins, but this featured thing has been there for a good couple of months, mind you. But yeah, going with this? Where was I starting with this? As you can tell, I'm just as scattered brained as I was back then. Well, I say it like it's a terribly long time. Nothing too much has changed personally. This including going off on tangents. Well, at least nothing. Well, nothing that I can disclose too much of. Well, mostly personal things. That I won't get into for various reasons, one or another, because no. For the people, well, it gets into my other point of burnout because of not having any viewers. Because that one's a real killer when it comes to burnout, primarily, is not having viewers. And that happened for a long time. Which rolled back into the whole honest thing I was getting to. But, basically it was a channel started by Mark, not that Mark, that's Mark Wahlberg, if, according to Mr. Jonathan Tronathan. No, but Mark Fishbach, aka Markiplier, and Ethan from Crank Gameplays, which honestly well, besides being on Mark's videos, I didn't hear of or know about his channel or the content or anything. Which has changed since then, obviously. But anyway, basically the concept was they started a channel and they were gonna delete it the exact year, which they did. Right on the ball, because they had to adjust for like leap year, because this was a leap year. So like from what I remember, it's like not exact, but well, not exact in terms of the exact date because of leap year, but nitty gritty details aside, the concept is more or less just fucking do whatever as long as it was, well, legal and not, well, legal as in it can actually go up on YouTube and not be taken down. So like, you know, there's the at the time infamous cooking with sex toys first video, which basically set the mood for it's gonna be whatever the fuck we want, and we don't give a shit about the consequences per se, because I mean that's what it was, is just crank out content regardless of what said content is, and just roll with it, more or less. And exactly what they did for a year. I almost did not get that kill. Also I can stop using this gun. Let me reset real quick and change the loadout. There are a lot of World War II themed weapons in here, including our favorite, the Garand, which hasn't changed about me, so unsurprisingly. This one actually is bronze because like other skins are good. They're all like shitty like CS:GO skins, which I guess this game is supposed to be. I don't know about CS:GO per se, but like just, you know, it's a generic bland first-person shooter, but I still enjoy it to some extent from time to time, just as, you know, if I need something to do, just to fill time, and I don't need to think a lot or concentrate too much, because you have to sort of concentrate with rifles, but it's beside the point. But yeah, the whole concept is basically, let's not give a shit about what we put on there and what we do. We're just gonna do it for the sake of doing it. And in the middle of the channel, they released a video in, I don't remember, it was like, it was near like September, October-ish. not September actually. It was closer to October, I think. Oh, I could be wrong. I don't know. Basically, it was like one of them was a reflection video. Like it's basically saying like, it was reflecting on 2020 being bad because that one definitely reigns true. But also like, just the concept as a whole of, let's just do something. It does like, or just not, no, wrong point. Well, that was one of the points. It's just like sometimes they just need to do something, and that's it. It doesn't matter what. We don't have to, it doesn't really matter what it is, just as long as it was something, or if it was, just to get a video out for the day, and that's what some videos were. It's just they joked, or maybe I think I don't know if it was their own joke or if someone else joked, but basically there was a joke that's saying like they could make a whole video. I think they actually did make the video. They could make a whole video around a piece of toilet paper. I think it was actually, no, it was Mark that claimed that he could make a whole, Mark and Eth could make a whole video based on just like a single like piece of toilet paper, and that was the whole video. I don't know if they actually made it into a video. I don't remember. It's been a month since Unus Annus has existed, or has ceased existence rather. But basically that was the whole concept of, or one of the concepts anyways, just it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you're doing something. Then knock yourself out. And then there's also the other point of, the fact that all this good, some debatably good content is going away in a year. Then it shouldn't really, it shouldn't matter whether or not it's all set in stone forever. As long as you had fun doing it, that's the whole point. And those are the two big points I took away from the channel as a whole rather. But obviously I didn't apply it to this channel because I didn't crank out content on a daily basis, nor have I deleted a channel, and I'm not gonna do that either because I'm not gonna. But I applied those rather not to the channel but to me as a person on, it doesn't really matter what I do, just as long as I do something to, pass the time or whatever, then as long as I'm enjoying it, then what matters. So like, instead of worrying about, well, should I do this, or like I really need to get around to doing this, even though I sort of do that one sometimes, but I've gotten a little bit more flexible on it, I'll say. Just instead of not prioritizing per se, but like, forcing myself to do certain things, mostly forcing myself to finish certain games just because they're not finished yet, or trying to be, to some extent, trying to do every single thing just to perfect the game sort of thing. It's like, well, what's the point, really? There's, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? I could, it reminds me a lot of my Half-Life series, Half-Life 1 rather. It's fucking terrible. I finished it just for the sake of finishing it. But now I definitely have games that have, switching to an automatic weapon, not a rifle, because I don't have concentration for that while talking. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Of just, just fuck it, do whatever, man. Fucking, like, if your day is, just fucking staring at TikTok for hours on end, which TikTok, I don't know if I've actually brought up TikTok on any streams, like the app itself. I definitely haven't brought up using it on streams because I started using it after my hiatus. Ow. But TikTok, I thought, oh, I'll keep this short. I swear. TikTok used to be bad? Question mark, or at least it started out not great. Or it started out being like, I don't know, cringy, like singers or something. I don't know. It just people shat on it, myself included. But then now it sort of became like, well, not Vine. It's more like a mix between Vine and YouTube because, well, shit posting side of YouTube anyway. It's kind of, like, because, well, it's not Vine because you have more than 7 seconds. You have a minute, on TikTok, which means you're not limited to fucking quick shit. I mean, you can still do quick shit, and there's a lot of Vine, how the kids say it, Vine energy videos, TikToks they're called, rather, on TikTok. And then there's a lot of, there's just, it's like YouTube, where it's like, it's just a fucking random ass video that you find you recommended. It's like, what the fuck's this? And then you just watch it, it's like, oh. And then it's also it's more or less replaced Reddit for me, because Reddit used to be the thing I browsed just for the sake of browsing, just to fill the time, mostly in college. But TikToks are primarily videos because, well, they are. So that one would be a bit harder to do, but luckily I haven't had any classes that are in a physical location this year. Well, not even because of the whole death pandemic thing going around. Mostly just because most of my classes have been online. Okay. I thought I could swear I had a fucking seizure or something. Where I'm going with this? Oh, this is a 22-minute video so far. Jesus. I was gonna say, I didn't say it in the beginning, but it's not gonna be like a long, like series finale special. It's not gonna be as long as any streams. Maybe like a really short stream, or like a cut down part of a stream length. Because we've already hit that by now. There's definitely been shorter streams than 22 minutes. Well, maybe that's stretching it, but there's we're not gonna get like, well, like with the MASH series finale, which MASH is its own rant in itself, but I'll save that for never, because I'm never, well, not never streaming again, but I don't plan on streaming again. Where am I going? Alright, the MASH finale was a 2.5-hour special for a series of normally half-hour long episodes. We're definitely not doing that because I don't know what the average length time of my streams are anyway, and I'm not talking for that long, at least in theory. If I do, then I guess it is a podcast, solo podcast, but I definitely listen to those, and some of them are, you don't need people to bounce off of all the time. Apparently I don't, because I can speak longer when I'm without people than I am with people, depending on the topic. But anyway, getting on, well, mostly because it goes off into fucking side tangents all the time. But I digress, hopefully. Where was I going with this? Alright, ah, shit, I lost my place. I'm trying to think if I missed any points. Yeah, TikTok. It's an alright app now, and alright, the whole Unisonus thing, right? Yeah, so now I don't really, well, I sort of give a shit. It depends. Well, if there's people that want to do something, then that guy was trying to be a friendly in a ROBLOX game, I think, which is interesting. But anyway, depending on the situation, if I spend several hours on something like TikTok or watching YouTube videos, which I did today, then that's fine. It's like, oh well. I'm not gonna. Before I would have probably said, oh, yeah, okay, I can't. I didn't know what the fuck happened there. Yeah, if that's how my time is spent, then that's how my time is spent. If my time is spent with, friends doing, like, driving around in GTA doing nothing the whole time, then, that's alright too. It's like, I don't have to care too much about wasting time. I used to, because of future events that I'll explain later are coming up. But now I'm sort of not giving a shit. Sometimes I give a shit. I try not to. I've tried less, or I've tried to, say, like, you know what, if this isn't worth my time anymore, then why do it? And I've sort of taken that mostly with streaming, because I'm not getting any viewers, and to some extent I'm not enjoying it, which I'll get into later as well. Unless I already have. No, I have not. I probably should have brought like a list of bullet points to hit, because I'll probably forget something. And this is supposed to be the last anything ever. Oh yeah, and speaking of Red Dead, which was a while ago, I know, and gave me a slight fascination with revolvers, which is why I have a revolver. But yeah. So, I forgot the revolver had a peculiar skin, which I haven't brought up about. But, if you know what this specific skin is about, then you know what the specific skin is about. I'll leave it at that. I don't plan on bringing it up, except for that one, because, well, not really much to say about it. Well, the people who are going to watch this already know, and anyone else, well, it doesn't matter anymore. But going off of that, there's also the second half of the thing I took away from it was, don't tell me I've forgotten. Not caring about wasting time. Oh yeah, not caring about, the fact that it's temporary as well. Because that was one of my bigger drives when starting with streaming and with, well, not YouTube technically, but like, having clips of games just to like, look back at stuff. But I'm at least trying anyway to not do that as much, because the past ain't that great. I mean, I've had good moments in the past, obviously, but it doesn't really matter if that, if it's a fleeting memory, or if all you have is memories of something. Like, it shouldn't matter whether or not it's set in stone. Maybe sometimes it's beneficial not to have it set in stone. Especially if it's something that's like lackluster, or like something oddly specific that you want to, keep on the lowdown, and you probably don't want floating around on the internet, sort of thing. But I digress. But I've sort of taken that mentality with streaming. I'm needing to drink badly. We won. This is probably the last time I'll open a can of Coke on stream, on video. This isn't even a stream. I've been lying to you this whole time, even though I haven't um, I never technically said I was streaming. Unless I did on accident, which is entirely possible. Yeah, that is freaking out. The fuck? Huh. I know they have Twitter codes. I'm not gonna do that right now, but I'll go with shotgun loadout, because shotguns are always fun. What else? Yeah, so there's a lot of things. I mean, obviously I haven't fucking just, after, just not streaming for a good couple of months, that I just haven't done anything. Oh no, I've played a lot of things that were planned to be stream games, or just well, mostly it's also things that panned out well, like the aforementioned Red Dead. And I think that like I said, it does, like Yakuza, right? Yeah, with Yakuza 0, it's actually a good point, because Yakuza 0 is like, alright, I'm like, at the time I was dead set on trying to 100% it, until I realized how much of a pain in the ass it would be to 100%. And I know. I did a couple videos on it, edited videos even, which, were fun. It was alright, but I think that, well, editing is annoying. Editing is a pain in the ass. I don't think I would do something like that really anymore. But mostly with just streaming is that, I'd have to set up, I'd have to set up slobs, probably, some music in the background. I didn't pick any this time for, mostly out of laziness. I guess the biggest reason I can chalk it up to is the laziness. Well, laziness and well, I don't know if there's a kind of, not really, not really not giving a shit, but more of just like, I don't want to have to do all these things anymore, because I don't feel that there's good reason for me to. Because, like, with any, if a stream, I'd have to set up a mic, I'd have to set up slobs, and it'd have to be at a good time when, everyone in the house is asleep, and I'm not gonna fucking wake up the whole neighborhood with my incoherent yelling, and I'd have to, actually worry about keeping up a commentary, and, all these things, they sound, well, trivial compared to, something like a real job, or anything of the sort. And it's like, just making excuses, just complaining. It's just, it's all minor things. But if you're doing all these things and you're not being rewarded by either personal satisfaction or, well, other people satisfaction, if you will, then there's no point. Like, because I've really enjoyed, just because I've played Kiwami, the sequel to Yakuza 0, off stream, obviously. And, Yakuza 0, I did voices, kept up commentary, etc., etc. Kiwami, on the other hand, was mostly me just sitting there in silence. Well, I still read through the story, but I didn't read it out loud. And I couldn't do all the voice changes, any of the funny voices, which I still do sometimes when I'm with people, depending on the circumstances. So it's not like, I still have some limited, not limited. I still have some things that I do that I, it comes to the mentality, it's more or less I've lost the mentality of, hey, I could stream this. Cause like, me and, okay then, the fucking game lagged. Huh. Anyway, turn me off. I played a visual. I played a visual novel, and it's not Nekopara, but Nekopara did come out. A volume 4 did come out during the hiatus, and I played that on my own. Almost I think I was gonna do that on my own anyway, maybe. Just because I would want to see the new loot bits, which actually, side rant about that. They added a thing, because in previous games, you would just skip the scenes, and then you'd have black screen and just moves on. You just have to imagine what happens, or if you already know what happens, just assume it happened. But then in 4, they added alternate scenes that are like, instead of the sex, I don't know how loud that was, I apologize in advance, it would be like a different scene. Like, so the leading scenes up to it would be a double double on guard, that's not it. So like, during certain scenes, you'll have, well, I remember one scene mostly where it was, if you don't know anyone in Nekopara, then you're not going to understand what any of this means, but cinnamon and maple, spoilers by the way for Nekopara Volume 4, if anyone gives a shit, but no one watching this is, except for me obviously, but I'm not watching this. In Nekopara Volume 4, at some point, you know, our friend Cashew's a bit stressed from the going-ons in the stories, and Cinnamon and Maple offer a nice massage. You know, cinnamon being cinnamon, it can be taken differently, which, depending on what you select, it could be taken that way, to where it's a full-blown, you know, scene, which is nice. But, so, it comes up with an option to where you can say there are people around you, or there's no one around. Which is, well, no one's around anyway, but it's more, paranoia than anything, or streaming, and probably would have been my case if I still streamed. It would have, it would do an actual massage, which is actually nice, and the most action you would get is just a lot of kissing. The most subtle one, which I could think of, is the first scene where Chocolate and Vanilla wake you up. Now, depending on which option you get, you can either have it be, you know, them licking Cashew's face, or them looking a little bit lower on his body. And if you catch my drift, but that's a side rant done. But yeah, it was nice just sitting there, just reading it, not having to worry about, well, is there gonna be stuff in here that'll get me canned, or is, you know, I'm gonna have to keep up, you know, voice acting the whole time, because it's not voice acting, even though people say it should be. By people, I mean mostly Liz. But, you know, I don't have to do any voice, well, I guess I'll just call it voice acting for the sake of simplicity, even though I'd like to think I'd like to think I'm okay. If I don't think I'd be like fucking, I mean, maybe if I really wanted to, I could try, but I don't have any well, and not any interest in being a voice actor, because it's a tiring job. Not saying other jobs aren't tiring, but I don't know. Maybe as like a side gig, that'd be fun. But getting sidetracked again. You know, just being able to sit there, not worry about, you know, an audience, or lack thereof of an audience in my case, you know, or anything like, is the stream running, is the you know, stream running, is there people in the chat, is there, you know, am I being recorded, which I'm just checking now, you know, is audio good, is, you know, all these things, all these, extra things that I have to do, while I stream, I don't have to worry about that. If I just, don't stream. And I can just sit down and have a nice day with the cat girls. All 7 now. Spoilers. Because they introduced a new one. I don't know. I haven't actually finished the game, so I don't know where the 7th one's going. But, yeah. Yeah, just not having to worry about all of that is, it's nice. And, it's not that big of a deal, obviously. And probably people would say, well, what's the point of this video anyway, if it's just gonna be me complaining about streaming, even though I did it for a long time. Well, I'm mostly doing this video just so that there's closure, because a lot of channels that I've been a viewer of, I've been a fan of, they just sort of fizzle out, and then you never hear from them again, and it's kind of sad. Another thing that actually happened during Unisonis was they looked at dead channels, and then, well, I don't know what actually else they did. They looked at dead channels, and basically, apparently CNanners returned, so this one doesn't actually help. Except I don't know if he's actually. Let me check real quick. CNanners. It's a channel. You may have heard of it. Nammers, yes. Thanks for the Twitter. They don't even give the YouTube video first. They give the fucking his Twitter first. Man, he returned 3 months ago. With his video before that being 2 years ago to date. And there was a good quote that they got from one of their videos, from assumedly one of CNanners fans. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. And shit. I don't know if I can find the comment. I don't know. Well, I can't find the specific comment. And now that Unisonis is gone, I can't really look up the video to cheat either. But basically, it said something along the lines of, like, it's not because he left, CNanners in this case, it's because he never said goodbye. And that one hit hard at the time, because, well, it still hurts now, because it's true. A lot of the channels that I've seen, not gone under isn't really the right word. Usually when you go under, you do have a whole, we're dying, the channel's dead, go away. No, but there's a lot of Twitch streamers and a lot of YouTube channels that'll go dormant for a long time. I'm not one of them, I swear. No, they'll go dormant for a long time, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that has to be, I can't be the only person that have to wonder, like, what happened? Did they just get bored of it and then, just not make content again? Did they just, did life get in the way? Did, what happened to actually, persuade the person to say, hey, I'm not, the streaming thing I'm not gonna do streams, I'm not gonna make videos anymore, I'm not gonna whatever. And sometimes you just never get to know. Maybe the person just dropped off the face of the earth for all we know. Maybe, I don't, it's just, which is why I'm making this video, so that for the 0 people who are watching, or if there's any people who come across this in the future for whatever reason, I apologize if you somehow run across this channel, for the channel, lackluster content, but it's mostly this video is to give closure to, mostly to my, mostly it's relevant to my friends, because I have those, surprisingly, but it's mostly to give closure to anyone who runs across this channel and just says, oh, hey, they haven't uploaded in a long time, because it'd be just as bad as like a show getting canned, and then you never hear from it again. I want to give the BroadPodCast a proper season finale, or series finale even, and here it is, because it didn't have any proper season finales, because I didn't even know this happened. Technically, the last stream was the season finale, and this is like a standalone series finale thing, whatever you want to call it, even though we don't have a structured anything around here, because that's another thing that hasn't changed, is that we're not structured. I also apparently have a stuffed nose. That probably hasn't changed either. So yeah, that's why we're here. I'm here to give closure. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe this will become helpful to someone. Doubt it, but maybe this will become helpful to someone in the future. That's like, they wander across this. They see this channel that, like, has okay-ish content and has done stuff, for a little while, and they're wondering, like, well, this person has had. They've got a good run. I wonder, why did they just stop? And, well, here we are. We have a reason. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... that one was a little bit, Oh, there we go. Killing AFK players is probably not the best move, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, this one you can actually just listen as a proper podcast and just get away with it. Now, am I saying that there's never gonna be a stream ever again, like, for as long as I live, sort of thing? Well, I would say yes. There wouldn't. Well, yeah. The answer. Well, I would say yes, but I don't know if maybe, like, something changes. Maybe I'm like, maybe I'll pick it up again, but for the near future, I doubt it. I don't really care about streaming anymore. I used to. I used to a lot, and it was a good hobby for a while at last, but mostly my priorities in life changed, and well, some of them have to change because of reasons, which I'll briefly mention. Well, one of them is because I'm graduating this year. The class of... I guess I am class... Well, I'm class of 2020. And, well, I guess 2021 if I'm going off of what my high school did, which they just, called me the class of the year after, even though I will be graduating, or, well, at least I'll have my degree, in theory. Well, in a week or so, even. And I'll be class of 2021, yay. Which means I'm going into adulthood, even though I'm technically in adulthood, but whatever. I'm in more akin words, please. Still as bad with words, in case you couldn't tell. What is this guy doing? One day I'll get a sentence together. But yeah, I'll be doing stuff like, well, working, mostly working, And I had a feeling that, well, not a feeling, I knew that more or less that 2020 was gonna be the last year for at least for the ability to consistently stream, because, well, work was gonna be a thing. So regardless of me becoming burnt out in general, I knew this video was coming anyway, one way or another. It just happens that there's also, it's a little bit, I mean, I could just say that, oh, it's because I'm gonna, be working next year and not, well, at least hopefully working, and not have the ability to stream. But it's a bit more complicated than that, as this almost 1 hour video has proven. Apparently I'm good at just talking a lot. At least about topics that maybe I should get into normal podcasting. I don't know. No. But yeah, it's a bit more cloudier than just randomizer. I like randomizer. Than just saying that it's because I have a job now, or just because I'm gonna be more busy. There's also been it's taken less of a priority even before the actual large priorities of life have taken over. Because, like, obviously work is a big priority, but work hasn't become said priority yet, because I'm still in college, obviously. So it has taken low priority to just doing whatever I wanted. Which is partially been influenced by a job, because if I'm gonna be spending my time doing, well, like, doing things that I don't want to do or I don't enjoy anymore, then why should I continue to do those things? So I'd like to think I've changed as a person, at least a little bit in that respect. And as fun as streaming is, it is a hassle sometimes, and sometimes I just want to sit down, do a game, or just hang out with friends and not have to give a shit about what I'm doing. Like I don't have to worry about, well, am I making good content, or am I doing this, am I doing blah blah blah. It's like, no, I can just hang out with friends or just play a video game in dead silence and at fucking 3 in the morning and not give a shit. And that's, it's probably not the best mentality if you have to worry about responsibilities, but which I will in the future. But it's not a bad mentality to take for just when you don't have, you just have weekend yourself sort of thing. What do you want to do? Like, I'm not gonna burn it on streaming if I don't want to do streaming anymore. If I just want to hang out with friends, if I just want to just chill and do nothing, look at TikTok, watch YouTube, play some game on Roblox, I'm gonna do it. And I'm not gonna let something like streaming or obligations with friends, well, to some extent, tie that down. If I don't want to do something that day, I don't want to do something for that day. And I shouldn't have to. At least to me. Some people might say differently. Some people might say, well, but no, I'm not saying completely ignore all your friends and responsibilities. No, those are still important. But then again, if you're taking life advice from me, then you should, maybe don't do that, because I'm terrible at life, and I probably shouldn't be the one giving advice. But if you're just feeling like, oh, I don't want to do this, or just don't do it. And I know, easier said than done. I get it. But you know, if there's something that you're doing that you just don't want to do, like streaming, or you know, you know, say fuck it. I want to do something else, and go with it. And that's you know, that sort of mentality has been rolling with me for a while. And I've rolled with it. I repeated the sentence, what I said in the sentence, again in the sentence. I know. A little rusty. Well, I've always been rusty, apparently, if that's the excuse. What is this? What is this? Oh, good knife. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this grenade is. I don't know why that lagged me. Oh yeah, another side point. Lag. Oh, it's a smoke right there. Oh. Yeah, so streaming does take down quite a bit in terms of performance in certain games. So, you know, it's also maybe a good reason not to you know, stream certain games, but you know, like mostly it's just all these things combined together, all the small things. The small thing. No. But yeah, it is literally just a lot of small things that I didn't like about about streaming. They all kind of conglomerated. It's like, well, you know, if there's a lot here, then you know, let's just say, hey, no, don't do that. Because like it's the, you know, having to. Well, I've already said all the things, and I've forgotten half of those probably by now because I'm a fucking idiot. You know, the whole not, you know, having to have basically having a minimum standard, which sounds like a bad thing. You know, we probably should have a bare, you know, a bare minimum of giving a shit sometimes. But you know, sometimes I just want to sit there at 5 a.m. you know, playing Yakuza Kiwami instead of pushing it off for a long time and, you know, having to deal with everything else on top of Kiwami. And, you know, I can't really say whether or not the experience is better or worse for it. I would assume better. I don't know if it could be really worse. But, you know, I finished all of Kiwami off stream, and I don't regret that not doing it on stream. Before I would have, but now, like I said, I could have streamed it, yeah, sure, but why? If I'm streaming it to no one, and all it's doing is just making me, you know, enjoy playing the game a little less, or just any game for that matter. And if I'm not really obligated to do so, then why should I do it? It's more or less pointless. You're an enemy. Oh yeah, that was... I don't know if that was an ally or not. Okay. And so... I'm just not gonna do it. That's it. If, like I said, if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. That is this again, simple in theory, and I probably have gone against those words, but do as I say, not as I do, etc., etc. Stop getting your life advice from me because that's a terrible idea. But I digress. So yeah, that's basically the why I have stopped streaming, more or less. Shifting priorities, not giving a shit, burnout, whatever. You get the picture. It all came together, and now we're here. So then now comes the question: well, that's it. That probably should be the the video right there. You got your why. I mean, that could be it, but no, I have more. Like, there's probably questions like, well, what about in the future? Is there going to be anything? And I sort of answered it, and I already said maybe not, probably not. If I have, like, if other people happen to stream me and I'm on them, that's fine. Other people making make a content, yes. You know, if I'm recorded by other people, then, you know, I guess I'd be happy to join along, depending. But if it's, you know, I'm not gonna go out of my way really anymore to, you know, get it recorded for the tube. No one calls it the tube. That's the television you're thinking of. Oh, you are an enemy. Where was that going? Right. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to record it, really. Unless it's like, I don't know. I was about to say, unless it's like something really, really, really big, but there's a GTA heist coming soon, and I'm not even gonna stream that. Well, mostly because GTA is iffy when it comes to that sort of stuff, but, you know, this is not really, I don't really care anymore. I just want to do it. I just want to experience it. I don't want to, actually, that reminds me of a analogy. Yes. Analogy of a person at a concert, but instead of like just sitting there and watching the concert, which you should do, and which is what I do, it's why the approach I'm taking. They sit there and record it to, I guess, upload it or do whatever. I don't know. Which I hear is, I don't know if it's common. I know it's a I don't know if it's a meme per se either. It's more just a common trope, I guess. But, you know, if people just being at concerts, holding out their phone, just recording the thing instead of watching the damn thing, just watching the damn thing. And probably people doing similar things at other events. Granted, there are probably some events are already recorded, so you don't have any reason to record it yourself. So, but, again, instead of, you shouldn't really be there to, you shouldn't be there to record an event. You should be there to experience it. Because, yeah, I tried to make something that sounded meaningful, but, you know, you could probably, you know, you could probably find something, you know, to fill it in with, whatever. But, you know, I mean, there are definitely benefits to recording things, like being able to go back and watch them, which I have done on occasion, just to, you know, just to reminisce a little. But at the same time, not every single, like, best memory I have has been on stream. Some stuff has been before I had a good computer. Some stuff was off stream, even when I had a good computer, and, you know, some stuff that, you know, just never made it to the tube, if you will. But, you know, there's obviously a large portion of my life has been unrecorded. And again, that's something that, you know, it's a shame if you think about it. You know, it'd be nice to have all these recordings, but at the same time, you shouldn't really be worried about having it on file at all times. If you're having a good time, then it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Because you could go back and watch it, sure. But you're not going to have the same experience and the same, well, level of, I guess, enjoyment as when you originally did it. It's like, well, I guess it's sort of like, well, not sort of. It's like rewatching, the closest thing I can draw to it, it's like rewatching replaying a game. Or rewatching a series. Television, anime, whatever. It's like, you know, the first time was probably assumedly the best time, because like you get to experience all the experience all the plot twists and the everything for the first time. It's like, whoa, this is really something. I had that with the Outer Worlds, which ironically I streamed all except for the DLC. I didn't stream that. But you know, the Outer Worlds, you know, I had a fun time with. But that series went on for a long time, mostly because, well, I procrastinated. That was interesting. I procrastinated, but also B, you know, sometimes I wasn't in the mood for it, but also sometimes I wanted to play it and couldn't because, well, I had to stream it, and you know, if I didn't have the right circumstances to stream a game, then I couldn't play that game. Which also led to a slight problem of not having enough to do, so then I had to start cannibalizing the list of planned stream games for myself, which is always fun. But you know, there's not really, well, I mean, I say there's no real fun. I mean, sometimes it's nice just to, mostly the biggest thing I have from rewatching old streams, is just to, you know, boost my view count a little, even though it's still fucking non-existent. But also just to, well, also just to see how the past was, which I guess is a common reason for old, you know, films and stuff like that. Is just to watch, just to see a snippet of the past. But it's also important not to dwell on the past, which I've done a lot of. And it's not the best thing to do either. Dwelling on the past really, well, granted the streams weren't dwelling. Most of it was, you know, good. Except for the Half-Life series. That thing was a fucking nightmare. But, you know, 2020 has not been a great year. That's a weird transition. 2020 has not been the best of years. Even though it's been, great, at least personally, it hasn't been too bad. It's been nice to me, for the most part. Mostly because mostly because I haven't been affected by the whole pandemic thing going around, because well, I'm already a shut-in, so you know, nothing's changed there. And oh damn it, I don't know if this showed up recording or not, but that's a problem. I forgot to go on that. Oops. You heard a little ding. I heard that ding too. Anyway. Where was I going with this? Right. 2020 has been nice to me. 2021 is the year I'm more afraid of, because I'm entering the job market and all, which is not gonna be fun. And I guess, where am I going with this? I think this topic sort of derailed. Oh yeah, dwelling on the past. A lot of, like I mentioned before, a lot of channels fizzled out, that I used to watch a lot, but also a lot of channels that I used to watch a lot that are still active have fallen apart, let's say. Not fallen apart. Some of them have not aged too well. Well, some of them are, what's a good way to explain this? Probably the best example I can bring up is Rooster Teeth, as a whole. Cause like peak for me, at least personally, of watching Rooster Teeth stuff has been 2016, 2017-ish. Granted, not in terms of their published content necessarily, because that was around the time I discovered the channels like Achievement Hunter. Actually, maybe a little bit before that too. I think more. It's more kin. Oh wait, I keep thinking I graduated high school in 2016. I didn't start high school in 2016. I don't know why I keep fucking... I'm also realizing I don't know what fucking time is. Because I was watching at least Achievement Hunter Rooster Teeth, almost just Achievement Hunter Rooster Teeth, more than just though, but it was those two, and they created. There was a channel that came under the family called Funhouse, which is, or rather, I guess was one of my favorite channels. And you know, when it started out, it was like great. It's like, you know, also. A lot of their old content when they were inside gaming was really fun. And I'm not here to shit on Rooster Teeth, but some people, they say that quality has, well, not tanked per se, but some people would say tanked. Personally, it's just, I've just moved on from it, more or less. Well, in the sense of Achievement Hunter, it's more of the original six of, well, the original six. If you watch Achievement Hunter, you know who they are. They're not there anymore. Well, they are there. Like, half of it's there anyway. And at least I plan not to spend too long on this topic, but basically, well, one person left a while ago, and I still watch their Twitch occasionally to this day. One moved up in the company and is no longer making content. He's just, well, he's a manager. He's like a, I don't know what he actually is. I don't know, I'm avoiding saying their names. The one who left is Ray Narvaez Jr., aka Brown Man. Who's no longer Brown Man, actually rebranded, but and then Jeff Ramsey. Yes, Ramsey. Yes, it is. Moved up into whatever he is in the company now, and then the one I won't name, who had controversy, which wasn't fun, but that happened. And, I'm not here to touch that either, because we don't touch those with a 10-foot social distancing pole, even though that would be 6 feet, whatever. I have not seen this map before. This game does feel like a lot of clips I've seen on TikTok of people just playing CS:GO and Siege, where they'll just talk and talk, but not, you know, not focus on gameplay, which is sort of my original intent with the BroadPodCast sort of thing, because it also sort of runs akin to Funhouse's Dude Soup podcast, where initially they would start up by just playing a game in the background and talking about whatever they wanted to talk about. Obviously we don't have the people to do that, but you know, whatever. Yeah, Funhouse has had a similar thing where a lot of the original members have moved on, and a majority of them left, and one had a controversy. Well, a minor one in comparison. Again, we're not gonna touch that, but with Funhouse especially, it's even worse off because, well, A, I like Funhouse a lot, but also B, the original member, well, at least active on camera. I think there's still more there. There's 2, I think, in total, that originally founded Funhouse, but a majority of people have, like I said, left, and now it's down to literally one person who's a frequent on-camera person. And, you know, a lot has changed. I mean, I still watch some of their content. Not saying that I've sworn off them like some some probably people do, but again, not gonna dwell too much on this. But I mostly bring it up because a lot has changed between 2018 and 2020 in terms of personally, including streaming, opinions on streaming anyway, or even 2016 if you want to go that far, when I originally started. Or I meant 2018. Yeah. I can't even fucking remember anymore. When the reboot happened, but where am I going with this? I don't know. How long have I been talking? An hour and change. That's fine. Yeah. But, you know, at the same time, there's been a lot of channels that I watch that I, you know, that are, well, newer per se, that I, you know, have started watching more recently than those channels. So like basically an out with the old, in with the new sort of thing, which has gradually, which I assume with anything has gradually happened over time. You know, and I'm sure it's not a new concept, nor is it. Oh, that person has an STG. Not really a new concept. It's you know, it's assumedly. Oh, excuse me. Isn't a new concept. So, need a drink. Back in my throat's killing me because I haven't talked like for this long in a long time. But as I was saying, you know, obviously people change and things change, and you know, some people adjust to said change, and some people just move on, and some of them I have moved on, but some of them I have stuck around with. But you know, you get the picture. And you know, the same thing has happened here. I used to have a very, you know, passion for streaming, you know, and now it's not as passionate anymore, and that's totally okay. You know, I might regain the passion for streaming in the future. I don't know. Definitely not near future. Maybe in the far future when I'm a bit more stable. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just never return again, and this will literally be the last video. Who knows? I know I don't. Unless they make it like really, really easy to stream. Then question mark maybe. But again, you know, I don't really care anymore. I have no interest in doing it anymore. At least not now. I haven't had any interest for a good couple of months now, and frankly, that's alright by me. If you know, and that's probably, well, you know, no one's gonna object to it because no one that, you know, isn't outside of my friend group is gonna be watching this. Anyway, so it's. There's no. It's not like it's not like a Sea situation where if I drop off the face of the earth, the people are gonna be like, "Well, where the fuck is he?" So, you know. And according to some sources, apparently this was a good time. Well, around the time I stopped to dip anyway, because apparently Twitch has been a little bit more aggressive, I guess. Let's say with its platform in terms of like it's gotten to like YouTube bad apparently with certain things like DMCA takedowns will now you get hit with bans, so kind of scary. VOD mutes were the big problem back then for me, but now it's getting like YouTube scary. So even if I did want to pick up streaming again, it would be a bit iffy to do. Yeah. Got off on a lot of tangents there. Trying to think of what more I need to bring up. Let's see. I guess I can be more accurate on the whole yeah, there's attachments. A bit accurate on the whole update thing and give an update as to what's happened. Nothing much really. Or at least nothing much that I can disclose for various reasons, except for what I've already disclosed. Of, well, freedom site. The fuck? Of I'm graduating college, yay, and I have to now work next year, yay. But a little less excited, yay. See. Everyone else has been doing things. Not really much to mention there. Yeah, nothing really much has changed. It's either meaningful or something that I want to bring up or can bring up. For various reasons. Again, I don't. That's just personal stuff, and some people can talk. Well, some people are. Well, there's some certain things that I can't bring up because, well, you gotta keep it on lowdown if you catch my drift. Okay. Actually, there's some snipping, even though it's not a Mosin the Gaunt. Can I get one? One's gonna go. Oh, that's Prestige 2. I'm Prestige 1. I've played a lot of this. But anyway. Okay, I lied. Yeah, sniping might not be the best idea because sniping requires at least a little bit of concentration. Yeah, that's about it on the whole update scene. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna time again. I don't know if there's really much else to bring up. Let's see. Why I'm canning it. Shit. I have a feeling that I'm forgetting something. And then I'm gonna really regret it later when it's like, oh shit, I should have brought that up. Sort of thing. But, that might be it. What was it? Well, it's been almost an hour and a half to be fair, so it's not like it's not like it's a very short video. It's when did this platform get there? I don't think that unless I'm crazy, I don't think that platform was there last I played this game. It's just been a hot minute, to be fair. Yeah, that's different question mark. I don't know, grenade. I'll take it. Yeah, reasons I'm not streaming. Reasons. Update. Reason. Yeah. I think that's it. Homer. What was that name? Homer Simpson sucks. Oh. But yeah, this is well, I'll probably, well, if that's the round's a little long. I was about to say I'll go until the end of the round just as a closer, to get some closure. This will be the last round of the last, well, the first and last stream of Bad Business. I don't think I ever mentioned the name. That's the name of the game. Bad Business. Yeah. That sounds like it's about it. Yeah, we have closure, which is what I mostly made this video for. You got to know why I stopped and why I've more. Jesus Christ, man, calm down. I'm a fucking gamer over here. I took myself out. I still a gamer over here. No, we got why I'm quitting Switch/YouTube clickbait thumbnail thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. And now I'll just sit here silently until the end of the game. No, I won't do that. At least I'll try not to, but it'll probably happen. yeah, that's it. That's it. But as to what I wanted to mention, or can mention, can mention, no. Yeah. I'm just running around in circles around the map. Yeah, you could probably skip through this part. There's not really much here. If you're watching this on YouTube, of course you're gonna be watching this on YouTube. This isn't the stream, you donut. Watching a lot of Gordon Ramsay on TikTok. He says donut a lot. I hit the mic stand. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I guess I gotta say Merry Christmas. Christmas is coming up. Leave what you're gonna get in the comments down below, even though it doesn't matter. Because I'll probably read them if it's like one comment, then it doesn't matter. But if this is probably gonna poorly age well, but let's hope 2021 isn't a fucking hot mess that 2020 was, because it might be. I mean, 2020 was not the best. It was, oh boy, it was so bad. All right, side note, it was so bad that YouTube canceled fucking YouTube Rewind, which they probably should have already, because YouTube Rewind has not been doing too great. But like, they just said, you know what, no, we're not doing it this year. There's already so much to shit on 2020, we didn't need something else. But you know, we're just gonna be a fan thing anyway, as there usually is. Every year. Well, not every year. But once YouTube started going in the toilet, that was a loss. Well, not the best note to end on, but hey, that's 2020 in a nutshell, isn't it? So yeah, that's gonna be it for the planned final episode of the Broad Podcast. It was an honor to be your host. It sounds like I'm like retiring. Well, I am retiring. It sounds like I'm retiring from like a fucking like I'm retiring and giving it to someone else. No, this is the last. This is it. If you see the Broad Podcast anywhere else outside of maybe like, I don't know, Chance's channel or something, I don't know. But if you see it in any other capacity, it's not official. It's not the real one. This one is the real one. That you tell your friends that, even though no one's watching this right now. Well, you know what I mean. But yeah, that's it for the Broad Podcast. I've been your host, Victor Wright, and I hope that my streams have been a little bit, at the very least, adequate for whatever the hell they were. And yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I don't have a helicopter to be taken away in here. Nor do I have a BJ Honeycutt to write me a message in rocks, and I'm making more MASH references that no one's gonna know. Well, there might be some, but anyway, that's it. YouTube, thanks for watching. No one was probably here to watch in the first place, but whatever. If we come back in the future, or if we make a shitty spin-off, okay. I need to stop with the shitty MASH. Well, that's shitty. With the obscure MASH references, but no. If this is the last video on the channel as you stumble upon this, whether it be 5 seconds after upload or many years down the line, or for like a decade, like a century after this video's uploaded, if YouTube's even around for that long, and this is the last video on the channel, then you know that this was the closing of this chapter. And well, it's now going to hurt because I left, because I'm going to say goodbye on this one once I get to it. If this is not the final video on the channel, then I'm eating my words right now, or something else happened. I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this final episode. I've done the intro about twice now, which is, I guess, canon, in line with the show, quote unquote. Whatever. Yeah, YouTube. Thanks for watching. And there's no Twitch viewers here to say anything to because I'm not live. But I'm going to say the word good. Shit, I can't think of any G words. God, fuck, wasn't there a cheese called? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, this is whatever. YouTube, thanks. We don't have a chance here to say the thing. This is goodbye. For real. This is if this is like the last video that I ever record, if this is the last time my voice is ever heard and recorded, that'd be also sad. That'd be fitting too, but that's not the plan. At least not yet. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm kidding. No, we haven't hit midlife crisis yet, so we're good. But this is our final. This is our farewell. My farewell, anyway, rather. Yeah. Thanks for watching. As few viewers as I've had. Thank you all. And goodbye for the last and hopefully the only time. Farewell. Not that, and maybe amen, I guess. But goodbye.